So, first up this morning is Dimir Flash. So, with the new set, there are some Flash Matters cards. So, we've got Cunning Nightbonder, we've got Slitherwisp, we've got Dirge Bat, and we've got Voracious Great Shark, along with our Sea Dasher Octopus. So, all of these have Flash and are beneficial to do that. Cunning Nightbonder means that they can't be countered and cost less mana, which is very good. With this specific deck, because we've got so many good Flash creatures, I've decided to put Ikoria in our deck just to give us an opportunity to try the companion out. It means because we've got counter spells and we have interaction in our creatures, I don't feel like it's too much of a downside. Actually, I think the thing I was going to change with this from last time I looked at it was going to be playing Murderous Riders, just to give us a bit more interaction. So yeah, we'll run with this. Still got a Dream Eater at the top, and we've got all the rest of the stuff. So let's dive on into some games. For some reason, my Twitch or my Streamlabs hasn't actually been notifying me of new subscribers, so thank you to those who subscribed yesterday, but I can't really do anything about that at the moment. I think this hand's okay. Brownborn Cutthroat's good early, and then we've got the bats to be able to flash in. Slitherwisp's a nice one. You can curve Cutthroat into Slitherwisp into Dirge Bat here and start drawing some cards. I think I'm just supposed to trade here, because the more of these they get, the more dangerous that's going to be. This is a 3-2, so again we should get them, ambush them in combat. So this doesn't matter about me casting spells with Flash, it just, casting spells on my opponent's turn, it just needs to be a spell with Flash. So there are some kind of Orzhov Aristocrats deck, second Slitherwisp, and then we've got some Dirge Bats to follow up with. This is a win condition on it by its own with its ability, so I'm not feeling too bad here, even though we're on 15. Mothra is pretty good there. These mutations on these Dirge Bats are going to have to come in. Interesting that they opted to not attack the cat. I think I'm just taking this. Like, now we've got the Brazen Borrower, we can bounce the Mothra and then make some trades next turn. Mothra. Yeah, this is kind of gross. Flying cats. Just going to bounce the Mothra in response here so we can avoid them sacking the Celebrant and making it fly. Sure. So we get to draw 2 cards, they lose 2 life. We've got a Great Shark, sure. So we can trade this off here. and it means we've got the Great Shark to be able to counter their Mothra on the way back down. An untapped land would be nice, but that's okay. Untapped land would have let us be able to mutate Dirgebat, which we won't be doing for a little bit, but... There's the extra land, so we can start mutating these Dirgebats. Cards in graveyard is 4. I feel like I'm okay with just starting to do this. I can be patient, like we're not... I can do this instant speed, so there's no issue with doing that. We would like a 5/4. Kill the Cruel Celebrant, keep our life total as high as we possibly can. And we're sacking off the cat as well, okay. Discard another Dirgebat. We're not going to use all of those throughout the rest of this game. It makes a 1/1 and the things... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's not something we can counter with a Great Shark, so... We can bounce something with a Dream Eater. Drawn a lot of cards this game. So we're gonna go to what's that? Gonna go to 5 here. Sweet, that was a good start. That was a nice example of what I was actually trying to do with this deck, so that's a good start. Having the adventure creatures gives us a lot of interaction, even without having to worry about the various different things that can go on with. So yeah, giving us Murderous Rider and Brazen Borders, we've got interaction even though we're trying to use Amori as well. We don't need to use Amori, but I think it's beneficial to do that. Yeah, this hand seems great. So we can try and scry into an untapped land for 3, so we can potentially flash in the Octopus, otherwise we can just flash in the second Cutthroat. Okay, another Temple's fine. I think I'm in for a Nightbonder. Nightbonder plus Octopus on 4 means that we can play both of those, so that would be cool. So Cutthroat, Nightbonder Octopus means we've got 4 creatures by turn 4. See what opponent's doing. Yeah, we just need an untapped land to be able to do what we want here. So, got Murderous Rider for interaction. So if they do end up playing something like Nissa, we can interact with that. Or if they're depends if they're just playing like a normal Temur ramp deck, or if they're trying to do something with a brew. A burb. So we're going to flash in the Nightbonder here and then go Cutthroat Octopus potentially. There's a chance we can race this. So yeah, we get to go Cutthroat, Octopus on a Cutthroat, and that gives us a whole heap of triggers. They be coming. Oh, changing their mind. Yeah, bring it. I'm on 5. Should have probably kept the other Cutthroat we scried to the bottom. Real. Sure. The clean turn 5 kill on the draw. And it's a comfortable one. Nice. Cool. 2-0. Sweet. This is a good start with this one. Good start with this one. Right, I'm gonna while we're playing this one, I'm just gonna tweak my list. So I've got it set up right because obviously I changed it so that I had the Murderous Riders. Not that we've had an opportunity to use those yet, but I think that is going to be correct over the other stuff that we've had. This hand's a little bit clunky, but I think it's probably still a keep. Murderous Rider's still good, and then the Great Sharks are good up top. Got a Scry, and we're on the draw. Okay. Definitely don't need my 6-drop. Like some earlier interaction if possible. Don't need any more lands. Okay, so we do just get to kill that. Okay, we're flooding out a little bit, but we have the Ikoria and we've got these two great sharks, and we want to cast the Murderous Rider, so I guess they're banned. I'm missing their colour. Hydroid Crisis from 2. Sure. So our creatures are going to cost 1 less now as well, so may as well get the Ikoria in play, like we didn't have anything else to cast, don't really want to bounce the Brazen Borderer. Okay, so this is going to make the Hydroid Crisis much bigger. We do get to bounce it with the Brazen Borderer, and then we can counter them on the way back down with the Great Sharks. This one's not looking so hot though, so... That's a good draw. So now we can mutate the Dirge Bat onto here and destroy this. See what they try and do. So it's definitely going to pause for them to be able to tap this, so we can destroy this. Okay, I drew a card for them, but that's fine. Like, we managed to get rid of that for basically without having too much of an issue, and that could have been quite scary. We get to untap here without them playing anything too scary for the 4 mana, then we just get to hold up Great Sharks for the rest of the game. Lurus. We can cast the Hydroid Crisis, that's kind of scary. I think I just kind of want to let them do this and counter the Hydroid Crisis here, and then kill this next turn once I can like kind of have a second threat. I don't really want to put this Dirge Bat on the Ikoria. Ikoria. The creature we've got in play, that one. Questing Beast. Okay, we can counter that one. That one's nice and easy to counter. So I can play the Nightbonder and mutate the Dirge Bat here, because it'll make the Dirge Bat cost 1 less. I should have actually done this before this point, but never mind. At least they give me an opportunity to fix my mistake. As much as it's kind of awkward, it then means they get to scry knowing that I was going to do that, but I think it's important to not let them just get a Hydroid Crisis there, so... Okay, they had one in hand anyway, sure. just bouncing the Krasis so I don't just imps I die. Obviously that means that my flash stuff doesn't work with Teferi in place, so if they bounce one of these things, then that's fine. We just get to cast it again next turn. So yeah, we get both of these back, so that means we've got the Dirge Bat back to be able to mutate and kill the Teferi. It's an interesting choice. Can also just attack it with the Great Shark. And it might just play the Krasis for 2, because then it is a 3/3. And it can chomp the attack. Mutate the Parcel Beast onto Charm Spirit, sure. Vigilance, Lifelink, sure. Yeah, just taking this so we can try and get the Dirge Bat on this Murderous Rider and start gaining some life in combat. Kill the Parcel Beast. Okay, they get to draw a card. And then we'll go Dirge Bat at Teferi. It's back up to 7.
Just let me know if you're up for round 2.
So we've obviously got the Great Shark here as well, so we can counter it when they play something big and nasty. We can't counter that one, so do we want to try and bounce the Kahira? I think we're just going to flash and Brazen Bother.
This isn't a fight you can win.
It's really awkward then bouncing like the things with Mutate here. So like I've got really good ETBs and I've got Mutate. So if they bounce this, as much as it's kind of inconvenient for my mana, it's like I'm going to have another Dirge Bat to be able to put somewhere.
I'll protect you.
Okay, sure. This is definitely a big grindy game, so Brazen Borrower can finish off the Teferi. It's a shame we don't have anything that we can counter Teferi with. We just kind of have to rely on our Dirge Bats and Murderous Riders, which when our life total is a little bit low, it's kind of inconvenient, but... Struck Beast, sure. You go to 6/6. So I think Brazen Borrower is certainly supposed to finish off this Teferi.
We will meet again.
I think playing them. I think I need to hold up the Dirge Bat and the Great Shark. So I think I'm just supposed to pass, and then I can interact from here. As long as they don't play more Teferis, like, we're fine. Teferi is definitely the card this deck is scared most of. Or most scared of. Yeah, so... that doesn't really do anything, but I feel like I should probably just get the second shark into play anyway. Like, I want this in play anyway. It gives us a much better thing to be able to Dirge Bat onto than the Brazen Borrower. Can also like Petty Theft and cast the Brazen Borrower because of the Night Bonders, which is nice. This only costs 4 for both halves. Yep, that's fine. going to bounce the 1/1 token, so it means the Lovestruck Beast can't attack. Because with the Kahira, it's going to be unlikely they can actually find more things to be able to do that with, so... Okay, now we've got our card advantage going. And we've still got access to the Dirge Bat too. Sure. I really like what the opponent's deck's doing, but I'm actually quite impressed with how well we're grinding through what they're doing. Like the Charm Strays with Lotus seems like an interesting take on the deck. Yeah, that's fine. They're gonna draw a heap of cards, but we're just gonna be able to kill most of their stuff. Like they know we've got this Dirge Bat as well, so it's not news to them. Destroy that one. Oh, I guess I should have been potentially mutating onto this Great Shark, because then it would get to kill two things. That's a fair thing I wasn't really considering there. Okay, we get to draw another card. Definitely cycling that one, because we're kind of running out of gas. I mean, our board's getting clogged up. Like, we've got lots of stuff going on. Definitely should have... I forget that these mutations aren't just one-time abilities. That I should have definitely been stacking these... certainly this Sea Dasher Octopus should have probably gone on that Great Shark, because then it would have killed a creature as well. MP Numbers, thank you for the follow. Let's see what they've got. They've just got a normal Parcel Beast, sure. I've got another Parcel Beast. Okay. Fine. Boreal Grazer, yep. We've got any more lands? No, they're out of lands, so... Get to cycle this Triome. Find that castle. Find another Dirge Bat. That's a good one. So let's start off by attacking with the two Brazen Borrowers. This Grazer's kind of awkward, isn't it? So let's kill both of these. Okay, our life total's getting a little bit low and I'm going to have to start activating this castle, I think, but if we can survive a little bit longer, obviously this is lethal next turn, isn't it, with all of these, so nearly there. Mahusive Crisis, yep. And the Grazer. The Grazer is real good there too. So really need to find a creature with Mutate. I'm going to lose 2 here to do this. Okay, well that's not the end of the world. It's not what we needed, but So we'll play this castle. We'll cycle this trio. We're gonna have to do this. And we died. That was awkward. Just a couple too many Crasises, but like that was a really interesting game. There was a lot of gameplay to it, so I'm okay with that. Like our deck felt good. I think we just kind of ran out of steam. We'd had a Castle Vantress a couple of turns earlier, then I'd have felt much more confident using that to help us dig to our next threats. Definitely should have used the Dirge Bat differently. The second Dirge Bat, I definitely should have put it on to the other. We didn't actually draw any Slither Wisps either. That was awkward. I forgot we even had that card. Like that would have completely drowned them in cards. Yeah, this hand is great. Cutthroat into Slither Wisp. Octopus will cost just cost 2 to mutate onto something and get us to draw a couple cards hopefully. Ooh, the Nightbonder too. Nice. Right, so I think I'm supposed to lead on the Nightbonder here, so then I can go Slither Wisp into Cutthroat Octopus potentially. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can see what they do first anyway. They've had an awkward mana start, so they're just going to turn Riel. Sure. Narset. Sure. That's likely to kill my Cutthroat here.
Honor the past
likely to attempt
by
to kill my
bringing its
Cutthroat.
traditions
We'll see
into
what they
the future.
discard.
Strike with a cunning mind.
They want to deal 6 to my Cutthroat. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I can't stop that one. Value! So now I get to kill the Narset as well. The greed is real.
I misjudged our communication.
You definitely misjudge your communication. Yeah, like after getting a good bit of card advantage there, they then completely ruined it by doing that into the Slither Wisp, which was good for us. I'm certainly not going to complain about it. If this trades, that's fine. Like if they block and cycle, which I feel like is what they're going to do, but we've got the Great Shark, so Yeah, this is fine. That was the exact reason not to attack the Nightbonder. Teferi is such a house for this deck. Brazen Bar is a good pickup.
I'm known for my excellent timing. I've got it.
Sure. What have they got? Let's just make a 1/1 so something doesn't die. Okay, so the Teferi doesn't die, so I still get to draw a card here.
Now what?
This card is so good. So good. Just got Triumph. Marset. Sure.
That which appears mystical is merely the result of strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
We'll draw a card. Slither Wisp is a real nice engine. Dream Eater's probably pretty good here. Again, the Octopus at face. So we can try and draw cards. Sure.
I know when to concede.
You know when to concede. It was 5 minutes ago, pal. Off you pop. Deafening Clarion. Sure. So we've been live with this deck for 40 minutes. I think because we're doing quite well with it, I think we're gonna stick at it for a little bit. I'll see if I can find while we're playing. I'll see if I can find anything else that other people have been doing that's been interesting. See if anyone else has posted something that they're particularly proud of, or find that they're doing particularly well with. I know some people have been saying that Winota has been quite good, and I haven't actually seen any decks with it in yet. So see if I can scroll through and find anything for that. Cool. So we're 3-in-1 with this deck. And this is definitely my kind of playstyle of deck, which is nice. I don't know if the Amori is necessarily correct or not, but I certainly like the idea of having like the flash stuff. The Cunning Nightbonder, the thing that makes our spells cost 1 less, is just very strong to then just make the rest of the deck like real good. The fact that the only human in the deck is that card as well means that the Octopus and the Bat can mutate really easily as well, which then gives us a lot of different choices when it comes to gameplay as well. So the other blue-black mutate cards. Yeah, this hand's great. You just need a land 4, really. Sure. Okay, missed the land drop. Oh no, this didn't resolve yet. Huh. Never mind. Definitely want to get this Slither Wisp into play. Also give us access to the Murderous Rider if they play like in Nissa. Guess there's a fairly real chance they do. I'm just gonna do this. I draw. I won't. No, blah blah blah. I was thinking I was the other way around. This is wrong, but never mind. It's fine. It'll all be okay. Okay, sure. I think we both got confused there, so never mind. Okay, they messed up. That's okay. We'll take it. We take those wins. The game we've lost is actually one that was actually a very interesting game. There was a lot of gameplay to it as well, so... This hand's very good. Lots of interaction, lots of untapped lands as well. These triomes might be incorrect, but I feel like the example of the game we played against the Ikoria deck, where we just kind of flooded out, is the example where we do want them, because then it just means that we have some extra cards in our deck that have a little bit more utility to allow us to kind of push over the top. So if they attack the Knight of the Ebon Legion, we get to block, we get to play the Cutthroat and bounce the Knight of the Ebon Legion with the Petty Theft. So lots of good things we can do here. Sure. Send this away. It's the most expensive spell. It means that they will do their thing now as well. I think I'm just supposed to damn the Ikoria. Oh, come on, Discord, get out of the way. We don't have a whole lot to interact with this. I just kind of need to find our better stuff so we can kind of go a bit bigger, a bit quicker. Yikes. And that needs to die now. Yep. Need to get to trying to win this game, so what you get? Really weird that they're not being more aggressive with these cats. Stop that, opponent. Send this Bastion away so we can try and win on the ground. I just want all of their stuff to die, please. Not having an extra blue source is really hurting us here for these brazen borrowers. Yup. Draw a card, lose a life. Hopefully it's a good one. That's a reasonable one. It's actually very good there because it means that we can kill something and play the Murderous Rider and then still flash and Brazen Borderer. We are getting very low on life though. Maybe I'm just supposed to play the Murderous Rider because we're about to lose too much life. So we're going to lose an extra 2 here, go to 5. Yeah, I can't really afford to play that. So yeah, I can either play the Cutthroat and draw a card, or I can play Brazen Borderer. So we'll see how their turn goes as to what we think is the best option. No Dirge Bats. Dirge Bat would have been great. Make one of these things fly and smash them. And I've got another cat. Another cat's probably just lethal. Bones, sure. So this comes back in, it'll deal 1. Yeah, I just need to be able to make things fly. So flashing in this Brazen Borderer seems like a good start. That extra blue source is a tad late to the party. Okay, let's do one more of this, and then we'll move on to another deck. I'm really enjoying the play pattern of this deck, and I feel like the couple of games we've lost, it's been down to kind of really poor draws. Like we didn't have a Slitherwisp or Dirge Bat at all there. I feel like those would have helped us like push through. We didn't actually have an Octopus either. We didn't actually draw any of our mutate cards, so we just kind of had like a kind of a fair draw. Which isn't a bad thing. Like, it was good to see that that's what would happen, but I think we would need to like, not finding the extra blue source meant we weren't able to do that. Maybe I should have prioritized getting the Brazen Borderers in just to try and pressure them in the air rather than letting them block and that dealing me more damage. We're on the play for the first time in however long. That's great, and this hand's very good. Okay, we're against Red White Knights. Feel like I'm just trading off, given the opportunity. Okay, now we've got another creature. I feel less inclined to block. That's aggressive. Sea Dash Rock Puss is a nice pickup. Okay, they're Mardu. Sure. I guess I'm supposed to keep that because that's land 6 and I do need to get to land 6 with the way this hand's set up, so I can just play the Octopus and trade something off. I get to draw a card off that as well, so makes this a 4/3 so it can eat these. Or at least force a trick to trade. Although this is obviously going to be where they Ember Cleave. Yeah, sure. Sure. I got 8. Okay, so I just kind of need to avoid Embercleave, I think. Feel like we are kind of stable. That's a good draw. That's a good draw for them. Dirge Bat, be able to kill that and stop the... Okay, that seems better, yeah. So I'm just going to stop on their upkeep and do the Dirge Bat. I'm going to put it over so it's now huge and kill the Worthy Knight. And we'll kill the Corpse Knight next. In fact, I guess we can kill both if we can put both the second Dirge Bat on here as well. Okay. The hell does that mean? Oh, Shock Godless Shrine, what on earth is that? Okay, that's fine. That's just making a couple of creatures. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Let's kill the Corpse Knight so we stop losing life, and let's kill the Order of Midnight so we can kill them. Cool. That was sweet. So finished up 5 and 2 with this deck, so that's sweet. So yeah, this deck was super fun. I could have done another thing. I could have killed everything. Mutate's a very silly mechanic, and being able to cost reduce mutate is very silly, and this deck is very good at doing it with the cards that actually matter. So let's just have a look at the deck again. So every single one of these cards played a role in winning us games, and I think that is absolutely the truth. Like, I don't think there was anything there. Let's just search for the word flash. So obviously the Cutthroat was excellent. It managed to... It's such a good target for the mutate spells as well, because it gets huge and the mutations upgrade its body, so it ends up being even bigger. So if I mutate the Octopus onto this, it then becomes a 2/2 with all the counters on it, and it still has that ability, so it's very, very good. Just wanted to see if there's actually anything that would make us want to play any other flash spells instead of what we've currently got. The Shore Shark is a potential because it's an extra mutate spell. Maybe like the Dream Eater was kind of inconvenient because of how expensive it was, but maybe something like Shore Shark. I'll just put these in the sideboard just so we've got ideas to work with. Whisper Agent's definitely something just to be able to kind of dig through. That was in the previous build. Spire Mangler is a reasonable card. It's got flying, it's a reasonable body. Black Lance Patagon, probably not. Fairy Duelist is probably the most likely, or Spectral Sailor. I don't think any of these other black ones we would want. Threnody Singers potentially as well. Lochmere Serpent was the one that I had in the previous build of this, but I figured that the abilities weren't that relevant to that, but if format turns into that, then that potentially would be. Lutri, I don't think so. The other one, I guess, is Thrix, but Thrix is just a flyer, it's just a big flyer, so at that point it's probably not worth it. There's definitely some options and definitely some things that we could do with this. But yeah, as I say, all the games, Dirgebat, superb. That card over-impressed for me entirely. The Nightbonder was brilliant. Even Imurium building this deck like this actually felt very reasonable. So yeah, I would definitely suggest doing this. The mana base maybe needs tweaked just because of the mana for the double blues, and I think that I didn't consider that when I was doing this. So I think I would cut a swamp and add an island just to kind of balance it a little bit more, because we do have a lot of strict mana requirements, and I think that is probably a reason to keep the Triome in the deck, because that's kind of an awkward mana base, but this gives us the cycling cost as well. Like, we only have 8 tap lands, everything else will be untapped. So yeah, I think this deck is sweet. I definitely recommend it. So let's move on to the next one.